For a while, they were one of TikTok's favorite couples. On one side, you had OnlyJayus, the science fact deadpan delivery creator who built an empire off Did You Know videos and, well, controversy.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner.
On the other hand, you had Maddie Westbrook, loud, chaotic, and widely embraced by the internet as a kind of non-binary comfort character. They dated for over 2 years, and then it imploded.
Months of lying about being cheated on, and then, once you were telling, hey, I did cheat on you, you still, were trying to be in my life, coming over. I remember I was on Hinge, and they're like, don't you think it's a little soon to be on Hinge? You cheated on me!
What started as what looked like your standard influencer breakup, vague posts, cryptic TikToks, mutual friends picking sides, quickly spiraled into something much darker. We're talking cheating allegations.
This is the 4-month anniversary of this roller coaster I've been on of being broken up with and not being told why. In that time, I eventually did learn the truth. I got cheated on.
Stalking claims.
Only reason I did not speak out about this issue sooner is because Bella, OnlyJayus, is someone who in the past has physically showed up to the place that I live and has previously threatened my physical safety.
Accusations of verbal.
In mind, we are experiencing in this what is clinically called reactive. And nothing I said in here was okay. Okay? Let's just get that off the table. But hey, at least the things that I were saying that wasn't okay was to another adult.
Public call-outs.
Let's get started. So Bella, OnlyJayus, has gotten on the internet within the past couple weeks and made extremely severe accusations against me.
Even lawsuits. And then, because this is the internet and nothing is ever handled privately, a full 44-minute YouTube expose. And that's where things went from messy to nuclear. In that video, OnlyJayus didn't just accuse Maddie of cheating with mutual friends. She made far more serious claims, including allegations of inappropriate behavior involving minors, and presented screenshots as evidence. Allegations that, if true, would completely shift how people see this situation. In the video, Bella claimed that Maddie has a drinking problem, has been talking to minors, and even providing them with alcohol. But here's the twist. A lot of people didn't immediately believe her.
I'm me, and my ex is my ex. The response so far has been, I don't believe you, which honestly, valid. I didn't believe it myself. It took a very long time for me to understand that this actually happened.
Why? Because OnlyJayus comes with baggage, years of controversy, past scandals, a reputation that made the internet hesitate before taking her word at face value. So when she dropped explosive accusations, the response wasn't unified outrage. It was skepticism, confusion, and absolute chaos. Meanwhile, Maddie had built a very different public image. For many fans, they weren't just another influencer. They were the internet's favorite non-binary hero, which made the accusations hit even harder and made people even more divided.
But I want to know, I need physical proof of what she's saying about Maddie, because Maddie's my favorite little lesbian, right? And I need to know.
So what actually happened? Was this a toxic breakup blown out of proportion? Was it a calculated smear campaign? Were there red flags that everyone ignored? Or is the truth somewhere buried under 44 minutes of screenshots, reaction videos, and fan warfare? In this video, we're going to break down the entire timeline, from relationship to rupture, from cheating accusations to the most serious claims, and look at what was said, what was shown, what was denied, and why this drama became one of the messiest influencer breakups in recent memory. However, before we go into the recent drama, we'd like to introduce these two influencers in case you're not fully aware of who they are. So yeah, Maddie Westbrook is a social media creator who first rose to prominence on TikTok in 2020. Now Maddie is huge on TikTok with over 12 million followers. Born on September 2nd, 2000, Maddie's an American influencer who quickly built a massive following thanks to their energetic personality and highly relatable content. They began consistently posting around 2017 to 2018, right as TikTok was exploding in popularity, and managed to ride that wave at exactly the right time. Maddie initially gained attention through short-form comedy and POV-style videos. Their content often revolved around exaggerated facial expressions, chaotic humor, awkward situations, and very Gen Z coded storytelling.
All of this has happened to me in a singular hour of my life, all right? I have lower back pain and asthma, so I'm a walking elderly at 20 years old. So I go to CVS and I get a backpack because I've never gotten one before. Maybe it'll help. No, I put it on and it's just been violating me for the past hour. Apparently this is what icy hot feels like. No me gusta. And so then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go hang out with my friend. So I get to my friend's place and then I open the elevator. Well, I don't open it. It opens, right? And then a chihuahua barked at me and I tripped backwards because I was afraid of a chihuahua. And then I was like, I'm gonna make myself feel better. Yeah, I'm gonna go get Panda Express.
However, as their following grew into the millions, Maddie expanded onto other platforms like Instagram and YouTube. On YouTube, the content became more long-form and personal, including vlogs, Q&As, relationship updates, and deeper discussions about their life. Unlike the fast-paced comedic energy of TikTok, YouTube gave viewers a closer look into Maddie's personal world, which helped build a more loyal and invested fan base. Another major part of Maddie Westbrook's online identity isn't just their humor, it's their openness about who they are. Maddie's been openly non-binary and very transparent about their sexuality, something that, especially in the early days of TikTok's rise, wasn't as common among mainstream creators.
The number one question I get is, Maddie, how do I come out? But fun fact, I was outed every single time I figured out something new about my identity. So we're gonna do the Maddie's outed coming story. Wait, was the 9th grade. I found myself a little girlfriend. She smelled like vanilla. We held hands. Scandal. And then my brother saw us and went home and told my family. But then I went off to college and realized that I have these 2 small bread buns strapped to my chest forever. Do I like them? Do I not? And then I realized I don't have to be lady. I don't have to be man. I can be lady man. And so I start going by whatever. And then I get all silly and goofy and depressed. And then the university that I went to called my parents and said, Maddie's a little silly, goofy, and depressed. Also, Maddie goes by plural pronouns. And I said, oh, is that illegal? But if I were to ever come out, I don't think I'd come out at all. I think I'd just bring a lady home and let my parents figure it out. And that's what I'm gonna expect of my children. They're just gonna come home, bring someone, and that's it. But Maddie, I don't know if I'm fruity. If the person makes you feel like you want to vomit fireworks, you've got a little flick in your wrist, my friend.
You see, they didn't treat it like a marketing angle or a dramatic reveal. It was simply part of who they were, and that authenticity is what made people gravitate toward them. They spoke casually and confidently about their identity, relationships, and experiences in a way that felt natural rather than performative. For a lot of young viewers, especially queer audiences, Maddie became someone they could genuinely see themselves in.
Are you gender fluid or non-binary?
I usually just say non-binary. Like if I think to, I always compare like my gender to like gymnastics, because it's like, you know how like some gymnasts get a mental block and then they physically can't do a trick?
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I start to ponder over my like gender identity,
yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
Like if I think about it too hard, I just get way too confused and like way too overwhelmed, and then I just can't. So I just exist.
Yeah.
And then I usually just say like any pronouns are fine, and people are like, but what do you like really? And I'm like, I don't know.
Ha ha, funny story, shut the hell up! I don't know!
Sorry.
That's how it feels on the inside, but I'm not confrontational, so I'm like, it's really fine, like I really don't know, like it's okay.
I don't know what it is.
As a result, they quickly became one of the platform's favorite queer creators. Fans didn't just watch their videos for entertainment, they rooted for them, and they absolutely adored Maddie. I mean, just look at this fan edit of them.
Good morning.
Honestly, the love Maddie Westbrook receives is just wild. Their comment sections are full of people gushing over how cute, funny, and amazing they are. And even now, with serious accusations being thrown their way, a lot of people are still standing firmly in their support. You'll still see fans defending them, saying there's more to this story, or refusing to believe the worst. But then there's the flip side of the coin. Almost the complete opposite energy from Maddie Westbrook, and that's the enigma that is OnlyJayus. For those of you who know OnlyJayus, well, you know. The last time the internet really checked in on her, she was being canceled for what felt like everything at once, from resurfaced controversies to public backlash that led to losing major brand partnerships, including a deal with Netflix. There were apology videos, defensive posts, and at one point she even got intensely worked up over a TikTok ban that never fully happened.
There's gonna be 2 types of people watching this video right now. You're either gonna see my face and be like, ugh, and scroll, and that's fine. Goodbye. I'm sorry. Okay, I get it. Or you're gonna see my face and be like, psychology girl? Life hacks? Like what? You look different since the last time I saw you 2 or 3 years ago. That's crazy. I know that I haven't always used this platform that you guys have given me the wisest. I've made a lot of interesting choices. I could have done a lot of things differently, and I think about it every single day, and I like to think that I've learned and grown from it. I don't know if this app is going to go dark or not. I just felt the need to say something and like a goodbye, I guess.
There was also a shift toward political commentary that did not really work, and videos of her at protests. And to top it all off, she was also making waves on passes. For those of you who don't know, it's a subscription-based creator platform, kind of similar to OnlyFans or Patreon, where influencers and public figures can monetize exclusive content. And Bella was charging $8 for premium content, 10 free chats, and $40 for unlimited DMs. All in all, when it comes to OnlyJayus, there's just a lot of lore, and we mean a lot. We've actually covered her in detail in another video, so if you really want to go down that rabbit hole, you can check that out. But for the sake of this video and to give proper context to those who might not really know who she is, here's a brief recap. And trust us, we'll try to keep it as short as possible. So the year was 2019, and almost overnight, OnlyJayus erupted onto TikTok.
A lot of you may be asking the same question as I am, and that's how did this happen? I don't know, but I can show you how it started. I downloaded TikTok in September of 2018 and just watched it for months. Posted my first video in March of 2019 and then kind of got addicted to the attention. Was nearing 10K around August of 2018, and that bio still holds true. I'm probably taller than you. I don't really know what I'm going for, but I guess I'm having fun? Like what? This is around the time I started bragging to people that I was famous on TikTok. Hit 100K in September of 2018. I don't know how, but I remember I bought Chipotle that day. This is around the time I got fired from Best Buy for making TikToks, and this is all still pre-psychology fact days, but I was still doing like fun facts in a mirror, so people called me the female vulgar Bill Nye the Science Guy. This is on October, a couple hours after I posted the first psychology tricks video. This was the next day. 2 million we got dark mode, 2.5 million I got verified. Finally changed my profile picture. Hit 5 million in March of 2020. Still didn't change the profile picture. I changed it, and then it disappeared. I don't get it, but thanks.
At a time when the app was still figuring itself out, half dancing teens, half chaotic memes, Isabella Avila, better known as OnlyJayus, carved out a lane that felt different. She wasn't dancing. She wasn't lip syncing. She was delivering rapid-fire psychological facts and life hacks in a blunt, monotone delivery that somehow made everything sound authoritative.
Seeing somebody that you're in love with their hair wet should make you more attracted to them. Convincing yourself that you slept well, even if you didn't, will actually trick your brain into thinking you did, and you'll feel better throughout your day. But the opposite is also true. If you go all day like, oh, I'm so tired, like, I didn't sleep that good, you're gonna feel horrible. Falling in love has the same neurological effect on the brain as getting high on cocaine.
People actually started calling her the female vulgar Bill Nye. She actually started posting in late 2018, but by mid-2019, she locked in. In just a few months, she went from a regular employee at Best Buy making videos in her work uniform to a full-blown viral creator. By September 2019, she had already crossed 100,000 followers. 2 weeks after getting fired from Best Buy because coworkers found her account and reported it, she re-uploaded her content. And then, boom, 1 million followers in just weeks.
After work, just in my uniform, they found out about it. Told me to delete the videos or we're gonna fire you. So I deleted the videos and then they fired me.
They fired you anyway?
Yeah, they fired me anyway. And then I re-uploaded the videos and then like 2 weeks later I hit 1 million followers. So it ended up kind of working out.
So yeah, she really just erupted. And that kind of growth doesn't just boost your ego, it launches you into another stratosphere. Brands came calling. Netflix, Cassetify, Tinder. Her videos were stitched, reposted, and shared across Instagram and YouTube. She expanded onto YouTube with longer fact compilations. She positioned herself as this smart, quirky, slightly edgy internet genius. But here's the thing about building your brand on facts. If the facts aren't solid, the cracks show fast. As her popularity skyrocketed, people began asking simple questions. Where are these psychology degrees? Where are these sources? And that's when the first domino fell. One of the earliest major controversies involved a creator named Jonathan Moss. OnlyJayus accused him of copying her video word for word. She called him out publicly, claiming plagiarism.
I just think it's really weird when other big creators think it's okay to copy my video word for word and act like you did.
Plot twist, he admitted it looked copied because they both pulled it from the same Google article. For the record, this is the original video that OnlyJayus posted on her TikTok account.
Your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you. Like, a ton of research has gone into this. People born in January. Hi, you are statistically more likely to have Alzheimer's, Crohn's disease, and epilepsy. We're taking a huge turn with this one, but people born in February, you are more likely to become an artist. People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma. Where are my fellow April babies at? Okay, we are way more likely to become alcoholics than everybody else.
It was a video about what birth months tell about a person psychologically. And this is the video that Jonathan Moss posted on his account.
Born in March are actually more likely to have asthma. And I can speak to that because my cousin, the only person born in March, has asthma.
Suddenly, the person accusing others of theft was being accused of doing the exact same thing, reading articles and repackaging them as original insights. And instead of quietly moving on, she doubled down. Reddit essays, defensive explanations, long posts about how she was doing the right thing. That became a pattern. Anytime there was criticism, she responded, and responded, and responded again. She didn't ignore the backlash. She wrestled with it publicly. Then came the misinformation arc. Her psychological tricks slowly morphed into science claims, medical advice, and questionable, illegal life hacks. We may just have a look at these.
Go into a hotel and tell them that you left your phone charger there. They'll pull out a giant box of chargers and you just get to pick one for free. You can get your letters delivered for free without any postage if you just put where you want it to go on the return address instead of where it's actually supposed to be. Most movie theaters have their bathrooms after or near the ticket check. So if you go and watch a movie, when you're leaving, just go take a check out new movie times, and then go to another movie. You can do this a couple times before you get caught. Completely disappear from society. And if you're over 18, this is perfectly legal to do, but pretty unethical. You're gonna start off by completely ghosting all of your family and friends for about 2 to 3 months before reaching back out again. And the trick is you have to do this multiple times, like 5, 6, 7 times. That way, by the time you actually do go and disappear, they're not immediately worried about it. They're used to this kind of thing. You're also gonna wanna start slowly selling off all of your stuff. And the key word here is slowly, because if you do it too quickly, people kind of get sus about that sort of thing. And you're also gonna wanna pay off all of your debt. All of it. It's going to ensure that no debt collectors come looking for you or calling the police to try and get their money back. And in all of this time, you're going to want to teach yourself some survival skills, okay? In cash, you're going to want to buy a hunting, camping, and farming gear because you're going to have to go off the grid, somewhere remote, completely isolated, and you're going to have to fend for yourself for the rest of your life.
In addition to this, experts also started reacting. Food scientists, medical creators, and psychologists all started calling out inaccuracies. Some of the videos were just poorly researched. Others were flat out dangerous.
Ways that the
Oh God, here we go
industry
again.
is poisoning us all. Wood chips in your food. They disguise it as cellulose.
I'm so annoyed that this creator is spreading this nonsense. This person has 17.5 million followers.
Do I seriously need to be explaining to people at this point in the timeline that OnlyJayus shouldn't be giving anybody free therapy, talking about psychology, period, or sharing any of the other kind of fake facts?
And yet she kept posting. Then things escalated from questionable to offensive. One of her most infamous uploads was a video joking about how to steal from disabled people with service dogs. It was framed as part of her illegal life advice series, but audiences weren't laughing. Disabled creators called it blatant ableism.
approaches you, but they're alone, that means that their owner is in trouble and they probably can't move. So you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
Why do able-bodied people think they can make jokes at disabled people's expense? Especially because I know you think that's a joke, but there's people who will take that seriously and actually do that to a disabled person.
And this wasn't happening in isolation, because in early 2021, the real bomb dropped. Leaked text messages surfaced from years prior, screenshots of Isabella using racial slurs and homophobic language in an argument. In these messages, she used the N-word with hard and everything. She wrote, "Yes, you are right. The abortion didn't work, which is why my parents don't like me and why I've been in foster care the past 2 years. So congrats on that. Go F yourself, you piece of shit. I honestly hope your parents get cancer. I hope everyone you love dies. I'm done talking to you." The messages were aggressive, ugly, and impossible to ignore. At first, she denied they were real, claimed Photoshop, fake edits. But the receipts didn't disappear. Eventually, she posted an apology video. In it, she confirmed the texts were real. She admitted she had intentionally tried to say the meanest things possible. She promised to uplift Black creators, share her platform, educate herself.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others, because I knew what that word meant, and I understood the power behind it, but I said it anyway because it was the meanest thing that I could think of, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the Black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this, and there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be, and it hurts my soul knowing that I said those things. But the screenshots and the things I've said in my past are not a reflection of who I am today. And I am so grateful for the people in my life that I met after high school, in college, at my previous jobs, and on TikTok, who took their time to educate me on their experiences. Because listening to them was so powerful and a real reality check for me. So I want to take this time to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing Black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language. I know that my words hurt people, and I know that my words have consequences, and that there is no immediate fix for my actions, but I am so deeply sorry for all the pain that I've caused.
But the apology didn't land. Many felt the tears were performative. Others said it felt scripted. And then came another twist. A creator later claimed he had ghostwritten that apology for her.
Hi. I've already talked about it once before on my channel, but immediately after they confirmed it was true with me over text message, I then tried to help them to the best of my ability while still being extremely angry and frustrated. Helped with a good bit of the apology, especially the part about Black creatives. When we were both talking about that part in the apology, I really did think that they would hold up their end of the bargain, you know? And even if it's not the case, I definitely do feel like I was like a little bit used. Even though I was friends with them before this even happened, it just seemed like they were in a rough spot. They needed a Black person to talk to. I was one of the only people, and Sean as well, able to talk to them and still show kindness and love to them. And up to this day, it just seems like that end of the bargain just hasn't been held. And I just feel really bad.
Whether fully accurate or not, the damage was done. The apology that was supposed to close the chapter only deepened the distrust. That's when the petition started. A Change.org petition calling for OnlyJayus to be banned from TikTok began circulating. It accused her of racism, ableism, plagiarism, and failing to follow through on her promises to collaborate with creators of color. The signatures climbed into the hundreds of thousands. Meanwhile, she had just landed a hosting spot on a Netflix digital series, a huge opportunity, a career reset moment.
And tell myself to start TikTok sooner, so I'd be bigger. So today I'm gonna be talking to Jake from Vsauce about time travel.
But controversy doesn't pause for brand deals. As backlash intensified, brands distanced themselves, sponsorships dried up, the Netflix partnership quietly disappeared. And instead of stepping back and recalibrating, she leaned in. She started reacting to hate videos, mocking thumbnails, making jokes about being TikTok's most hated creator. She deleted apologies, blocked critics, posted birthday celebrations mid-cancellation.
Rate some of the thumbnails that people have used to make their YouTube videos about me. This is the one that SunnyV2 made, pretty straightforward. Ban OnlyJayus, but they did animate my face. I don't necessarily like all the detail they put into it, but 7 out of 10. Okay, this was actually taken before that, so 4 to 10. 1 out of 10. What the did they do to my face? This is what the original picture looked like, and 8 out of 10. I like the big arrow. Okay, so Moist Critical just reacted to the SunnyV2 video. That's why it kind of just looks like a copycat. But I don't know why the Hogwarts thing is right there. 5 out of 10. The Sans makes it look like the video is about me growing a beard, so 6 out of 10. This one weirds me out because they edited my chin in a way that's not my chin. I've also never said I am over, so 2 out of 10. This is a 9 out of 10. I like the censored middle fingers. Joke's on them though. I used them using my face to make my own thumb.
It felt like she had decided, if I'm going to be the villain, I'll play the villain. At some point, the narrative shifted from problematic creator to train wreck you can't look away from. Every few months, there was something new. Plagiarism accusations from other creators, defensive Reddit essays, messy back and forths. The common thread? She never stopped engaging.
Right? There was a petition on change.org that had like 400,000 signatures to get you booted off TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? But then you... Wait, 400?
To be fair though, I promoted it.
Okay, you promoted it though?
On one of my spam accounts, it had like 30,000 signatures, and I was like, oh no, 30,000 versus my, I think like 13 million at the time. I was like, TikTok's totally gonna listen to this.
Yeah.
And then everybody started signing it, and I thought it was funny. Like, I understood the complaints that were coming from it, but the idea that TikTok was gonna listen to a petition and actually take me down over it, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was made by somebody. It was made by somebody that's been making videos about me for almost like a year and a half.
And that's what made her cancellation different. As we mentioned earlier, she did try to branch out into other areas like political commentary, but it didn't gain much traction. We mean her last video about Alex Preddy's shooting accident only gained 3,500 views, which is significantly less than the video about Maddie. So yeah, she quickly lost the following she had built, and at that point became one of the most criticized TikTok creators to date. On top of that, her dishonesty about donations and her failure to follow through on promised collaborations with Black creators added another layer of hypocrisy.
So this message is for you, OnlyJayus, and honestly, hopefully they don't take this down for harassment or bullying because Auntie always has receipts. Now, you become a mutual of mine after your whole N-word debacle, said you want to collaborate with me. We email, and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. So, are Black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to play? Because I can tell you one thing. If you were really truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to do something you clearly aren't trying to do. What bothers me the most? I really gave you an opportunity. I really said, you know what, Aunt Karen? Let's see what she has to say. Let's see how we can mutually help each other. Instead, you're clearly not trying to do any of that. So why not just be racist? Just say you're racist.
This was a video uploaded by a creator named Aunt Karen, who repeatedly tried to reach Bella after she said that she would be collaborating with Black creators. And yes, she definitely did not do what she said she would. But the bigger question we want to ask today is, how long are we going to hold Bella accountable for the things she said in high school? How long will she continue to be labeled as one of the worst people on the internet? We mean some of her recent interactions online seem unnecessary, like the comment someone left on her TikTok asking, how is she still alive? Now, we're not saying everything she's done is right, but comments like that are unnecessarily cruel, especially when Bella has openly admitted to considering ending her life because of the hate she receives. Jaxler responded to this particular comment, and oh boy, the response was scary. But before we show you this clip, a quick warning. It contains disturbing and graphic mentions of suicide from the creator. If you're sensitive to such topics, you may want to skip ahead a few seconds.
I can handle a lot. You don't get to be OnlyJayus still posting online without being able to handle a lot, but like, you can make fun of me. You could say I've fallen off. You could say all the horrible things that I've said back at me. You could keep making up rumors about me. You could keep doxing my address, I guess. You could do you could block me, I don't care. Please, stop. I can't keep opening comment sections and just reading how people are surprised I haven't committed yet. I'm gonna share something that I haven't talked about online because it's embarrassing and I don't like talking about it. When I got canceled, I was told not to post anything, don't say anything, let it blow over. And I didn't do that. I decided to make an apology video even though everybody told me not to. I felt bad, so I apologized, knowing full well that I didn't deserve anybody's forgiveness and that I definitely deserved to have that backlash and all the privileges that I was getting to be taken away. I understood that. But the reaction that I got was like this, but just like tenfold. And I decided that I had to drive my gun to my dad because I didn't trust it in my house anymore, because I was just obsessively reading what everybody was saying, and I couldn't stop responding either, and I wasn't sleeping, and I just kept responding, and I found myself in my shower with my gun to my head, thinking, this will be the easiest way for it to get cleaned up. I look at other creators, the creators who have committed because of how being online affected their head. I look at how the world reacts to creators that do. And that also scares me that, like, oh, I can't. Okay, point made. I don't think I've killed myself yet because of spite, though. I think that's it. I don't want the memes, man. I can't do it.
So yeah, she is definitely not okay. Yes, she's sometimes used explanations like her ADHD to justify not responding to emails or following through with collaborations, but still it's clear she has never fully had the mental capacity to handle the pressures of the internet. So the real question is, does she truly deserve the level of backlash she continues to get? And that brings us to the main focus of this video, the entire story between her and Maddie Westbrook so far. From what we know, Maddie and OnlyJayus started dating in 2021. It all began when Bella posted a story calling Maddie her crush, and almost immediately people started questioning whether they were actually together. Not long after, they confirmed that they were officially dating. What followed was exactly what you'd expect from two influencers in a relationship. Soft launches, hard launches, couple content, pranks, cute videos, and constant appearances on each other's pages. And honestly, looking back at some of their old content now, it's a little depressing. They genuinely seemed in love. That is, until they broke up in November 2022. At first, there wasn't much information about why the breakup happened. Maddie simply said it was due to infidelity, and naturally a lot of people immediately assumed it was Bella who cheated. And let's be honest, given her past controversies, it was easier for the internet to believe she was the one who messed things up. We mean, Maddie never said that she was the one who cheated, but he definitely implied it. That wasn't the full story. A short while after the breakup, Bella uploaded this TikTok on her page where she said that she got cheated on, and it kinda blew up.
What happened to us? We used to be best friends.
In the caption she wrote, "Maddie broke up with me out of nowhere, didn't give me a reason. I pleaded for answers for over a month. I finally learned the truth, and that several friends knew about it, chose Maddie, and left me in the dark to spiral for all the wrong reasons." And that was just the beginning of it all. In February of 2023, Bella uploaded another TikTok that added fuel to the fire. She didn't directly name Maddie, but she gave enough context for people to connect the dots. In the video, she claimed that she had been cheated on and that several of their mutual friends knew what was happening but chose not to tell her.
Today is the 4-month anniversary of this roller coaster I've been on of being broken up with and not being told why. In that time, I eventually did learn the truth. I I got cheated on. Way too many friends knew about this and chose to leave me in the dark over it, and processing that along with the end of my relationship has been weird. So I made a video on my spam yesterday. This is my life, but it kind of blew up a little bit. But because I'm me and my ex is my ex, the response so far has been, I don't believe you, which honestly, valid. I didn't believe it myself. It took a very long time for me to understand that this actually happened. But in the time of getting broken up with and learning why I got broken up with, they posted a lot of very cryptic videos where they admit it before they ever admitted it, you know? And people started pointing that out after I posted my video, and they deleted them. But I saved them, along with a few other videos from our relationship, which looking back now are ironic as f***. Before I go and share this though, I just want to say, do not go and send hate to anybody. No internet dogpiling. It's not fair. This whole situation isn't fair, but like, I've been through that, and it's a nightmare that I would not wish on anybody, especially somebody that in a very f***ed up way I still love and care about. Just don't do it, okay? I just can't keep reading the rumors that I'm the one that f***ed this up, because... And to everybody that is already saying that I deserve to be cheated on because of the controversy that surrounds me, just know that you sound like somebody that would also go and shatter somebody else's sense of safety, trust, and love, okay? We should all strive to do better.
No! I'm not me, I'm someone else. Cute. But what would you do if I was like some stranger at a bar and was like, hey? Running? That was good. You just Mario sprint across the whole bar. Wanna wait? Oh, I have a boyfriend. What would you do if I wasn't me? If you weren't you? Well, no, because I have a girlfriend at home.
That one hurt just a little extra to rewatch because they did indeed have a girlfriend at home and still chose to go to another girl's hotel room and cheat on me. I think I'm gonna be single on purpose forever because I never want to do this shit again.
And that's when things really started to shift. At that point, people actually started believing that it might not have been Bella who cheated, it might have been Maddie. On top of that, the video Maddie Westbrook uploaded addressing the accusations was interesting, to say the least. Instead of directly denying anything, they said they had privately owned up to things that may or may not have done, and that the relationship had been toxic on both ends.
I'm trying to crochet this bunny that's turned out to look like a piece of binder paper, when I really had no idea why I was still getting so many comments about my past relationship. And it's because I had no idea y'all were that invested. And I really want to come on here and share my side of the story, but that will only lead to more hurt, and that will only lead to more questions, and that will not lead to healing on either party's side, because we both made mistakes. It was a very toxic and abusive relationship on both ends. And the things that I put Bella through, I owned up to privately many, many, many months ago. And so seeing all of this resurface is just kind of interesting, and it just kind of puts me in this weird mental state where I'm not sure how to go about it. But I am bettering myself. I'm very sober, I'm very single, and I'm finding my peace. And I hope that Bella finds peace. And I hope that...
But the response felt vague. It didn't clearly confirm or deny anything. It didn't directly address the cheating accusations. It was more of a general statement about toxicity and accountability without actually specifying what that meant. And when someone responds to cheating allegations in such an indirect way, the internet tends to read between the lines. For many viewers, that kind of response felt almost like an admission, or at the very least, not a denial. At that point, there was little to no doubt in a lot of people's minds about who had cheated. But it still wasn't something that completely exploded the way it is now. For a while, things actually died down. There were a few vague, cryptic TikToks, maybe some subtle digs here and there, but overall, it seemed like both of them had moved on. After the breakup with Maddie, Bella started dating Brittany Lee DiArdo, which, by the way, is a whole story on its own, which we'll get into that shortly. However, their relationship began after the Maddie situation, and they were even seen together at events. From the outside, at least, they looked happy. On the other hand, Maddie also began dating Amara Cordova, and again, that situation is also an entirely different storyline. It honestly feels like both of them tried to move on in the worst possible way. But if we're being honest, Maddie's situation seemed messier. However, we're going to talk about Bella's situation first. In September 2024, Britney filed for a restraining order against Bella, claiming that Bella had harassed her using her larger social media platform and had also verbally abused her. That alone was enough to get people talking again. However, the restraining order was later dismissed because Britney did not show up in court. This was reported by TMZ. The article from TMZ read, "Docs obtained by TMZ show the petitioner, Isabella's ex Britney, failed to appear for the restraining order hearing, and the case is dismissed without prejudice for lack of prosecution." Bella told TMZ at the time that Britney's request was filled with falsehoods and things taken out of context. So according to Bella, it was exaggerated. According to Britney, it was harassment. According to the court, no show, case closed, at least for now. Now, on the other hand, let's talk about Maddie. Because while Bella's situation was messy, Maddie Westbrook seemed to be dating someone significantly younger. And yes, we're going to break this down in way more detail once we get to Bella's recent YouTube video. But for now, let's just lay out the timeline. Amara Cordova was born on February 20th, 2005. Maddie was born in September 2000. That's a 5-year age gap. When they publicly started dating around 2023, Amara would have been 17 at most, possibly freshly 18, while Maddie was probably 22 to 23. So yeah, that was very problematic. And here's where it gets even messier. According to Bella, Maddie and Amara had met while Bella and Maddie were still together. Bella claims Amara was underage at the time, and that she remembers Maddie repeatedly calling her beautiful.
I remember them saying that Amara was like really pretty, and my first thought was she's like really young. And she has a boyfriend.
So yeah, on top of that, there have been rumors floating around that Maddie allegedly began talking to Amara in 2022, right after the breakup with Bella, when Amara may have still been under 17. Now, these are allegations and timeline speculations, but once people start mapping birthdays and breakup dates, you already know how the internet gets. Regardless, Maddie and Amara posted plenty of cute coupley content. They even teased marriage in a few videos. They looked serious, committed, and happy. Until they weren't. Toward the end of 2025, around Thanksgiving, from what people noticed, they stopped appearing in each other's content. Fans picked up on it immediately because, of course, they did. After being asked about it repeatedly, Maddie and Amara confirmed they had broken up in January of 2026. They said it was normal. They were still friends. Just a mutual split. The story Maddie posted to Instagram read, "Amara and I have decided to move forward as only friends. There is absolutely no bad blood, and we appreciate all of the support everyone has shown us over the past couple of years." But by that point, people were already deep diving into timelines, calculating ages, and questioning when exactly the relationship started. Was everything above board? Or was there overlap? Was there early communication? Was anyone underage at the time? And all of this was later addressed in a string of accusations Bella released on her page in early 2026, because that's where things stop being messy and start being explosive. And that brings us to the final chapter, the part that answers most of the questions about what is actually happening between Bella and Maddie right now. Who were the other girls Maddie was allegedly talking to? Who did they actually cheat with? And how deep does this timeline really go? Now, before we get into this, here's a disclaimer. From this point on, the timeline gets insanely messy. Before everything blew up the way it has now, OnlyJayus took the situation straight to TikTok and started posting a series of videos. And when we say messy back and forth, we mean messy. Between Bella's TikToks, Maddie Westbrook's responses, and then the final bomb, Bella's YouTube expose, followed by Maddie's 13-minute response, a lot happened. Names started getting dragged in. Olivia Ponton was mentioned. An underage creator named Noor Dabash was brought up. Friends like Nicholas, who by the way already had his own history of allegedly messaging minors, were suddenly part of the narrative too. So yeah, buckle up. Now let's start at the beginning. This whole new chapter kicked off with, of course, a TikTok from Bella. It was a rapid-fire, addressing the lies about me type of video. She went down the list of accusations people constantly throw at her, that she's racist, that she cheated on her ex Maddie, and more. She responded to everything. Even the Britney situation. Bella claimed Britney filed a restraining order for TMZ money and later showed up at her doorstep with an apology letter begging to get back together.
Well, don't you have a domestic violence charge and a restraining order on you? No! We went to court.
And you can imagine what happened next. People were confused, shocked, in disbelief. Bella's comment section was flooded with people questioning the claim, asking for proof, and demanding timelines. Because accusing someone of cheating is one thing. Accusing them of cheating with a minor, that's career-ending territory. So Maddie finally had to respond. And when they did, it didn't calm things down. Maddie responded to this accusation saying, "There is no evidence because it's not true. I am not going to feed into the lies and give them more fuel to spread lies about me." Well, if anything, it made people push Bella even harder for proof. The internet wanted receipts, they wanted screenshots, they wanted dates, they wanted clarity on whether what Bella was saying about their favorite queer influencer was actually true. But here's the part no one expected. Bella actually delivered. This time she came with receipts. So in this video, Bella showed a photo of a girl who was allegedly 17 years old kissing Maddie Westbrook. According to Bella, the video was originally posted in 2021 on one of Maddie's secondary accounts, and she claimed the incident happened at the apartment Maddie shared with Nick at the time. Bella also brought up Amara again, alleging that Maddie first met her while Bella and Maddie were still dating, and that Amara was only 15 years old at the time. On top of that, Bella added another serious claim. She said Maddie admitted to cheating on her while high and then allegedly threatened to, well, kill themselves afterward. So as you can imagine, things quickly escalated from messy to extremely serious. And it didn't stop there. The girl in question actually commented under the video, claiming that Maddie had been texting her when she was 17 and that Maddie knew her age. Her current username is now Dylan, but we're pretty sure it used to be Noor from the screenshots Bella showed in her video, so we don't know what's happening there. But it still wasn't over. Bella then posted another TikTok where she dropped yet another screenshot, this time allegedly showing Maddie talking to a 17-year-old. In that video, she heavily hinted that a full YouTube expose was coming, promising even more proof. And honestly, she built the momentum perfectly.
Drop the receipts, Jayus. I'm working on it. I don't think I could put all this on TikTok. I'm making it into a YouTube video. A little bit more effort than a TikTok. There's a lot. There's more than I expected. I didn't realize that it was gonna... I thought I was gonna say my piece and that'd be it. I didn't expect girls to reach out with their own stories. And then I was like, do I go to the cops with this? Do I make videos about this? This feels wrong. Like, what are we doing? But I'm not the victim, so it's not for me. But I got the platform. I'll share it. I can't share everything with TikTok just because this app is weird, so we're gonna move it. But I can give you something because there still seems to be people that don't believe me. This is a 2020. Maddie is 20 years old here. This person that they're talking to is 17. But hey, don't worry. It's all good. I'm not that much older. We can hop on a FaceTime later. And we got more. So stay put. I'm gonna keep making my normal content because my life has to continue. I still go to school. Like, I didn't expect to be put. I put myself in this by talking about it, but like, I didn't expect this. I'm genuinely stressed out by all this. I appreciate the support, but like, oh my God.
She continued posting multiple TikToks, adding bits and pieces of information each time. But if we sat here and broke down every single one of those videos, you'd probably be here way longer than you planned. So instead, we're gonna jump straight to the main event, the YouTube video. Now, the YouTube video officially dropped on February 18th, but interestingly, the day before, on February 17th, Maddie uploaded a video addressing some of the allegations. And we want to go in somewhat of a chronological order here.
So I want to start this off by saying that I never wanted to give any attention to the blatant lies that are being told about me right now. But I really cannot stay quiet any longer about the serious accusations that are being made against me. Thank you so much to absolutely everybody who waited for my response before coming to any conclusions about these accusations. The only reason I did not speak out about this issue sooner is because Bella, OnlyJayus, is someone who in the past has physically showed up to the place that I live and has previously threatened my physical safety. So yes, in 2021, I was in a toxic relationship with somebody that I did not know how to communicate with. So while I was at an extremely low point in my life in November of 2022, I kissed somebody else. But it was not the person from this screenshot, it was not Amara, and it was absolutely not anyone underage. I did eventually end up telling Bella what happened, when it happened, and who it was with. However, the lies that this person is currently spreading about me and my character are absolutely disgusting. They said that in this screenshot, I was 21 having a relationship with somebody who was 17. Me and the person in this screenshot have never had a physically intimate relationship before or after she turned 18. In fact, since nothing happened between us, I thought we were on good terms, considering she reached out to me in 2023 just to check in and see how I was doing. I have reached out to her to let her know that it did sting that she would instigate complete lies about me on the internet, but she never responded. Bella also claimed that in this screenshot, I was 21, providing alcohol to underage people. I was not 21 in this screenshot, I was 20. This is me at 20, this is me at 21. I also have no idea why Bella is lying that I met Amara when she was 15 years old. This never happened. I also never cheated on Bella with Amara, especially not when she was 17. The proof that they have is from a screenshot of me in a red hoodie from December of 2022, and a screenshot of Amara in her own red hoodie from March of 2023, which is over a month after Bella and I went complete no contact, and when Amara was already 18. This was also not my hoodie. We both owned the same Brandy Melville hoodie, and since I feel the need to clarify, Amara and I started dating on August 6th, 2023, and we hard launched on April 12th, 2024. Amara and I are also both very confused why people would try and tell us when we started dating. Now to address.
So in this response, Maddie denied everything. They stated that they never engaged in anything inappropriate with anyone underage and that Bella's claims were completely false. On top of that, Maddie also made some serious counterclaims against Bella, shifting the narrative and making it clear that this was no longer just one-sided accusations. It was turning into a full-blown public war. For instance, in this screenshot, you can see Bella saying, "If you don't call me back, I'm gonna show up. Then I could always just show up again." Then there are these screenshots where Bella is saying, "You better hope you never see my face again, Maddie, because I swear you haven't seen crazy yet. Die. If you see me at Coachella, run. We know you're good at that." Then there's this conversation between Noor, the girl Bella showed Maddie kissing, and who claimed that Maddie texted her when she was 17. And then Maddie showed a screenshot where he approached Noor, asking her why she was spreading misinformation about her, which she didn't respond to. Now finally getting to the YouTube expose, the video that really escalated everything. In that video, Bella claimed that multiple minors had reached out to her privately and shared screenshots of their conversations with Maddie. According to Bella, these individuals allegedly had Maddie's real phone number, which she said helped her verify that the messages were legitimate and not fabricated. She then revisited the cheating situation, stating that Maddie had actually confessed to cheating during their relationship. Now, the person Maddie allegedly cheated with was rumored to be Olivia Ponton, who is reportedly a mutual friend. Maddie either went to Olivia's hotel room or met her at a hotel, something like that. Although Bella did not go into deep detail about Olivia in the YouTube video itself, a separate TikTok we found online showed a screenshot of a comment Bella allegedly left under Olivia's post, calling her a home wrecker.
Hello everyone, so here's another update that I saw recently. It was this video, and it has the comment in the photo, if you can zoom in. It's Bella commenting on Olivia Ponton's, I don't know how to say her name, and I think that probably is who the homewrecker is Olivia. And I had no clue. I followed Olivia for a while, and I had no clue it was her, or at least allegedly that it's her. So that's my update. Thank you, everyone. If you know more, let me know.
Bella also claimed that Maddie tried to justify the cheating by blaming their depression, their parents' divorce, and even the stress of meeting Joe Biden. Yes, that was allegedly part of the explanation. Honestly, going through all of this is exhausting because the information feels so scattered and random at times. Every few minutes, there's a new detail, a new claim, a new screenshot. However, one of the most important recurring topics Bella brought up in the video was Amara's age. That has been a central issue throughout this entire situation. After Maddie posted their response video and clarified that they only started dating Amara when she was over 18, that did clear up part of the timeline. But it didn't fully answer the biggest question people were asking. Was there any overlap? Bella said she believes Amara when she says she was 18 when they officially started dating. However, Bella also claims she believes there was still some kind of overlap. According to Bella, during the period when she and Maddie were not speaking, Maddie and Amara were allegedly already very close, going to concerts together, acting like best friends. She also claimed that Maddie has since deleted that video of them at a concert together.
And now it's gone. Wondering what Maddie was doing in those days of silence, deleting evidence.
And honestly, that part seems somewhat believable, because people have noticed that certain older content does appear to be missing from Maddie's account. But regardless of that, let's move on to the Noor situation, because that's where some of the more serious receipts come into play. Now, according to Bella, the girls she was referring to, the ones she claims or provided alcohol, all lived in the same apartment complex where Maddie, Nick, and Scott were living at the time. She alleged that both Maddie and Nick were involved with these underage girls in some capacity. One of the girls Nick was allegedly involved with was Noor. According to Bella, Noor eventually went public with her claims, but at the time very few people believed her. Bella further alleged that Maddie tried to protect Nick when those accusations first surfaced.
They were using teenagers to make me jealous or something? I really don't.
Now, if you guys don't already know the deal about Nicholas Ray, let's just say it was messy. Back in 2021, Noor actually accused Nick of raping her. However, people didn't really believe her, and Nick completely denied that it happened.
A second girl named Liz came forward and claimed that I had assaulted her in June of 2020 and then provided proof in the form of pictures of bruises that she said I had given to her. She said that these pictures were dated July 2nd and were from a few days before that, so they were from the end of June. Those allegations are completely false. I did not even meet Liz until July 8th, about a week after she claimed, which means that proof is completely fake.
This is something that was brought up multiple times in Bella's video, but was never fully addressed by Maddie or Nick. And we'll get into this part later on in the video. In addition, screenshots were shown in which Noor allegedly claimed that Maddie had told her they couldn't wait to take her on a second date once she turned 18. There were also text messages shared in which Noor claimed that Maddie told her that their relationship with Bella was only a PR relationship. Apparently, there were several screenshots shared where Noor claimed that she was frequently drunk while at their apartment, accompanied by some videos allegedly showing Maddie Westbrook being very physically close and intimate with her. After that, Bella shared a whole series of screenshots from multiple girls who had reached out to her, showing their interactions with Maddie. One of the screenshots, dating back to 2020, shows a conversation where the girl was planning to meet over Zoom. In it, she asks, "Wait, but you know I'm 17, right? I don't know how old you are." Maddie responds, "Yeah, don't worry, it's all good. I'm not that much older." The girl then says, "Okay, if you say so. I'm sad we can't meet in person because of this stupid pandemic." Then there's another account from a different girl describing her experience with Maddie. She says, "This happened in late 2020. They said they were 20. I don't know if that's true. I don't know much about them, but I told them I was 17, and they continued to reach out to me and ask to FaceTime and stuff." Then there's another person who says, "It was like 4 years ago. My cousin and I were hanging out, and she was showing me that Maddie was flirting with her. We were like 13 at the time." Then another person said that Maddie liked her thirst trap posts when she was just 16 years old. And another comment said, "Maddie and I went on 2 dates down in HB, California, and I was 17. At the time I thought it was so cool to be dating someone older, but looking back now, I am disgusted." Then there's an entire series of screenshots of what appears to be a very explicit conversation that Maddie allegedly had with a 14-year-old. For this one, we'll let Bella do the talking. So yeah, this was definitely something. That said, the validity of these screenshots is still unconfirmed. Maddie hasn't admitted to anything, but at the very least, they look legitimate and might hold some truth. And let's be real, if they are real, it's not like Maddie would openly admit it. We also know that Bella isn't always seen as the most reliable source, but more and more people are starting to believe her. One big reason we've begun to trust her account is that she gave a very solid explanation for the accusations Maddie made against her. Remember, in their response video, they claimed Bella was stalking them and making physical threats. Well, Bella calls this reactive. And we can't ignore the fact that they used messages she sent while in a vulnerable state during a fight. So while Maddie claims Bella was stalking and threatening them, we can't ignore that they were in a seriously toxic relationship for a long time. Seeing how Bella reacts to things, a lot of this seems like her usual behavior rather than her actually threatening Maddie. Something else to note, Bella tends to respond to pretty much anything in the most toxic way possible. She's definitely toxic herself, but Maddie isn't a saint either. Based on whatever receipts have been shared so far, it looks like their downfall might just be starting. Both Bella and Maddie are reportedly ready to take things to court, and Bella even filed for a cease and desist. Bella actually declared that she's taking Maddie to court. She said, "I've officially gotten a cease and desist. I wish I could post it because it's genuinely so funny. But yeah, guys, I gotta go quiet on this now. Thank you for the belief and the support." And guess what? Maddie also allegedly sent a cease and desist to Bella, but she has since said that it was fake and even openly mocked it. She pointed out that the cease and desist contained spelling mistakes and even uploaded a video mocking the entire document. By doing so, she essentially provided evidence suggesting that Maddie might have faked it. People in the comments were asking why Maddie would fake a cease and desist if he truly believed he was in the right. Someone said, "Keep in mind Maddie would have no reason to fake a cease and desist unless Jayus was telling the truth." Actually, in the comments, a lot of people seem to be supporting Bella. One user wrote, "Maddie just needs to fess up. People are only on their side because of your past, even though you have changed." Another person asked, "Isn't forging a legal document illegal?" And someone else commented, "I don't understand how people are still on Maddie's side." And this is one question we're gonna address. Why are some people still on Maddie's side, even though the evidence seems to point toward them possibly lying? The answer is simple. People hate OnlyJayus. And once the internet turns against someone, it's really hard to redeem them, especially if they've made mistakes so frequently in the past. This is very true in OnlyJayus' case. While they've been homophobic and extremely racist in the past, we gotta consider that Bella has consistently shown efforts to improve, at least to some extent. What happened was years ago, and nobody deserves to be punished indefinitely for past mistakes. At the end of the day, though, it's clear that neither party is entirely innocent in this situation. The relationship itself was toxic, and that's undeniable. But the accusations against Maddie go beyond just internet drama. People need to stop blindly supporting them, or at the very least acknowledge what's happening so the audience can be more aware. But wait a sec, this is still not over. Maddie uploaded their own version of the story to reclaim the truth. However, many people noted that they seemed very selective about what they chose to discuss. Unlike Bella's video, their video didn't cover everything. It focused only on points that could be defended easily. For example, Maddie admitted to cheating on Bella, which they acknowledged is completely inexcusable. They also claimed that during Bella's initial video, she didn't mention Noor, Amara, or anyone else involved, effectively leaving out key details that were part of the broader accusations.
Me cheating in the past around 3 years ago. So yes, while Bella and I were in a relationship, I kissed someone else. That was wrong, and there are absolutely zero excuses for it. And in their initial video, when they told the internet that I cheated on them, never once did they mention Noor, never once did they mention Amara, and never once did they mention Minor.
According to Maddie, if these things weren't brought up before, then they must be lies. Honestly, that's a pretty weak response to kick off a video, especially considering the scale of Bella's expose. Let's not forget, Bella created an emotionally charged, nearly 40-minute-long video packed with receipts, screenshots, and first-hand accounts. And that's the best Maddie could come up with, simply claiming, well, they didn't bring it up before, so it must be false. That argument barely scratches the surface and does little to address the overwhelming evidence presented. On top of that, Maddie did admit that Noor was in their apartment and that they shared a kiss. Even if he tries to downplay it as nothing intimate happened, this is still highly irresponsible behavior. It's hard not to question what intimate even means in Maddie's definition because, for most people, kissing someone underage crosses a clear line of boundaries and accountability.
Noor and I met when I first moved to LA in 2021, and so on June 16th, 2021, I posted this video of me and Noor. Looking back, it is wildly irresponsible and incredibly stupid of me to be making these videos with somebody when they were 17 and I was 20. And in regards to my initial video, I will always stand on the fact that absolutely nothing romantically intimate or physically intimate happened with Noor, even though making those videos was an extremely poor judgment.
So yes, even though Maddie claimed in their video that they weren't 21 but 20 at the time, that's still just an explanation, one that doesn't change the facts. The internet may have mixed opinions about age gaps like 19 and 23 dating, but in this case it's pretty black and white. Maddie was over 18 and they kissed a 17-year-old. That's the simple truth, and according to the evidence, it actually happened. There's no gray area here. And the worst part, we're seeing all of these videos of them on TikTok, hugging, kissing, and cuddling, and then Maddie has the guts to say that they had intentions of getting involved with minors.
This Zoom call ended up messaging, and as you can see, when I asked how old they were, and they told me, I freaked out, and for some idiotic reason, I tried to make a joke. I deeply regret sending that text message. I should not have been using that language with somebody who was younger than me. I should not have said that. And as you can see from this screenshot, that Bella absolutely refuses to acknowledge. This same person who screen recorded our entire conversation that Bella read out loud in their YouTube video is clearly stating that I stopped talking to them after I found out how old they were. I also do want to take a second here to clarify that this person and I were not friends. We met on a Zoom call in 2020 and had one conversation, and then we stopped talking. That's not friendship. And in Bella's YouTube video, they decided to say this. And I have proof that somebody who screen recorded a conversation we had in 2020 told Bella that we stopped talking once I...
That's crazy. This is like actually crazy. You just showed this, like you cut it off. You cut off this one part.
Of course, I wanted to show this one part. It's the most important part. It proves that I had absolutely zero intentions of flirting with this person.
Maddie also tried his best to explain in the crappiest way possible, saying that he stopped talking to these girls once he found out their age. He claimed that they weren't trying to flirt, and that the conversations were normal. But watching the messages, it's obvious they were definitely flirtatious. Throughout the entire video, all Maddie did was sit there and deny the accusations, saying things like, "This never happened," or "That never happened," and expecting people to just take his word for it. Unsurprisingly, many viewers noticed how evasive this was.
Zero follow through when Bella asked them for more information.
It was like 4 years ago, my cousin and I were hanging out, and she was showing me that Maddie was flirting with her, and we were like 13 at the time. Do I think that a famous adult should be texting 13-year-olds? No!
Because that's a lie. That never happened.
This person says, thanks for speaking up about Maddie. They messaged me too a few years ago when I almost turned 17.
That's a lie. No, I did not.
We have this person that said, Maddie and I went on 2 dates down in Huntington Beach, California. When I was 17, I thought it was so cool dating somebody older, but now I look back and I'm disgusted. Like a lot. We had some friends that had like a bus.
Not only was that a lie, because that never happened, I went through my camera roll because I take pictures everywhere I go. And I've never even been to Huntington Beach.
I also had another person reach out being like, hey, is it weird that like Maddie liked the thirst trap of mine when I was 16?
They spent a full 3 minutes reading these and feeding into the baseless lies. Do you know how many people would make up lies just to message a popular content creator? Because I guarantee you, it's more than you think.
If we look at the comment sections, a lot of people are asking why Maddie didn't address the Nicholas situation. One commenter said, "Notice how Maddie is picking and choosing what they want to talk about that they think they can prove, whether they talk about Nick." Someone even commented, "Take a shot every time Maddie says that never happened." And honestly, that pretty much sums up the entire response video. It was 30 minutes of Maddie repeatedly denying the allegations, insisting that nothing inappropriate ever took place. The problem is that the explanations provided felt, at best, skeptical and incomplete. The questions surrounding the Nicholas situation are also completely valid. Noor's claims against Nick were serious. And according to the text messages shown in Bella's video, Noor said that she had approached Maddie about the incident, but Maddie allegedly refused to speak to the detective about it. In the audio message she left Bella, she said, "Mind you, I was on an hour-long phone call with Maddie after everything happened, and I was like, I really need your help with this because this is a really detrimental and traumatic situation that I'm being put through, and they didn't want to help at all. I tried to get them to talk to the detective on my case, and they just wouldn't. So I don't know why they're like, I would love to call and figure this out. Like, no, this has been a torment for me for 5 years. I'm so confused." So yes, if Nora is to be trusted, if what she's saying is true, then that would mean Maddie not only protected Nick, but may have indirectly enabled him in situations involving a minor. And that's a huge allegation. What makes this even more shocking is that Maddie has been seen as somewhat of a hero within the LGBTQ TikTok community for a long time. The support and admiration they received were massive. But now with all of these accusations and screenshots circulating, the narrative seems to be shifting pretty quickly. On the other hand, while everyone continues talking about Maddie, they've gone completely silent on social media. The last video they uploaded on TikTok was the 13 of nothing video, and since then it's been quiet. There hasn't been much confirmed information about whether this situation is heading to court or if Maddie's facing any legal consequences. At this point, most of what's circulating is speculation. And that's all for today's video. We hope you found this informative. If you did, leave a comment and let us know what you think about the entire situation, especially the texting allegations involving minors and the dating timeline with Amara. Do you think a 22-year-old dating a 19-year-old is acceptable, or does it cross the line? Let us know your thoughts.
So you know this text that they're parading around being like, look, the child said that I stopped talking to them when I found out they were a child. Notice how it's cut off? That's because I said it's worth sharing, because telling a 14-year-old you're gonna give them daddy issues is strange. I said, man, I didn't even think about that. Hold up, let me get the rest of our messages, and they sent the rest because it didn't stop. Which, that whole thing I did put in my YouTube video if you wanted to go see it. But you know what they didn't put in their video? Nick. They didn't mention Nick at all. I wonder why. They also said that them being with a 17-year-old wasn't cheating on me because we weren't dating at the time. That is just laughable, because we had been dating for 2 months at this point, and all this happened in July. Everybody wants me to respond to it, but I don't think y'all heard. They admitted to it, while also trying to downplay it, and then also at the same time saying that Bella's a liar. Bella lied about everything.